armed policemen have taken over the Cross River State House of Assembly. According to reports, the policemen are drawn from the anti-kidnapping squad and regular policemen. They were also seen around the routes leading to the House of Assembly. Meanwhile, movement into the Assembly complex on Diamond Hill has been restricted. The presence of the policemen followed the Federal High Court Abuja ruling on Monday, which sacked 20 lawmakers in the state for defecting from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. Legal practitioner Olayinka Oladaniels joins me to give more insight on this development. Good to have you join us.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
So again, this is generating controversy. We saw that how the governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, was also sacked, although he has filed an appeal for that. But talk to us about the position of the Constitution on this. Where does this interpretation comes from?
Well, when there's a judgment and an appeal is filed, then the notice of appeal automatically stay the execution of whatever judgment that came in before the appeal. Because once a notice of appeal is filed, and same as being,
so sorry to jump in, Mr. Olayinka Daniels. I was asking for the position of the Constitution in terms of defection, and then how the court might have interpreted that provision.
Okay, very well. Thank you. Section 109, subsection 1G made it clear. If anyone, because what we operate here is still not independent candidacy yet. So anyone that is coming in to any political office is being sponsored by a political party. Now, section 109, subsection 1G made it clear. When there is no rancor, when there is no division, when there is no issue in a political party, no one is allowed to leave that party for another party. If you have to leave the party, it means that you have to vacate the seat. Party that sponsored you must also have another candidate to sponsor for that same seat. You cannot be sponsored by a political party, then leave that party to another party without rancor. Note, because the provision is clear, the provision of the Constitution is clear. That was why he said, okay, if there are issues with the party, there are division in the party, there are anchor, the party is disorganized, there's fights, everywhere is scattered in the party. Yes, the provision of the Constitution is clear on that. You are allowed to move to another party. But when this has not been done, and from what has transpired between PDP of Cross River, we have not seen a situation where there's any rancor. We have not seen any situation where there is any fight in the party. We were only told that they want to go and support the development of the country, support Mr. President from the other political party. So we have not seen any rancor. We have not seen any issue, any room that have granted you that's power, that's provision of the Constitution to say you want to leave PDP to APC. And if that is the case, then you need to vacate. So the problem, the judgment of the court is apt. And that is what we should see. Unfortunately, probably because they've been doing it over time and nothing happens, and probably the party in charge, they prevail over it, and no one is being sanctioned. Maybe that's why they keep doing that. But from what we are seeing today, at least we saw what happened during Umai, and now this Cross River also is showing us something. It means that we are
it does look like a new dawn in terms of judgment on defection, but you just answered the question as to who is really on the ballot, which is the argument. Is it the party or the person? But you said that we don't have provision for independent candidates, which means that it is the party. But I want to bring this to your notice, because the part of the Constitution that actually speaks about defection only referenced House of Representative lawmakers and not House of Assembly. And that is also generating controversy as to it is just House of Assembly and not, sorry, it is just House of Representatives, sorry, this National Assembly rather, and not House of Assembly.
Yes, but yes, I haven't said that. Yes, let's even assume that it has not mentioned the National Assembly, that it has only mentioned House of Assembly of the state. But you can't take it away from that same provision covering, because this is still an election, and we are still talking about, an office, a seat, and the office and sponsor of that political party. So irrespective whether is a National Assembly, whether is a House of Assembly, as long as a political party sponsor the candidate on that particular seat. So if the candidate is leaving to another party, it cannot deny others, because the question is the people, the populace, the citizen that voted for you, voted under the rules and the campaign from that political party. They will come back to that political party that we voted for you, for the party, for your candidate. So what has happened? Where is our vote? So there still will be, there'll still be a question. So this more like is a blessing in disguise, also to save the vote of the people, to save the vote of the individual that have gone out to say, this is the party I'm casting my vote for. So irrespective of the whether it's House of Assembly, National Assembly, governor, whatever, if you are moving, then leave the seat. So
I'm afraid we do have to leave it there. We understand that there are now security personnel around the House of Assembly. Some people argue that they have a right to appeal, but we'll see how things play out in Cross River State. Thank you so much for talking to us, as always. Legal practitioner Olayinka Ola Daniels.